Welcome to my cake kitchen. I am Gladys, and over here I make simple, informative tutorials to help you navigate cake decorating easily. We create baking tutorials where we undertake different bakes with different objectives, answering your baking questions, solving them along the way, whilst also empowering you with useful information to help you undertake baking in your own kitchen. So if it's the first time we're meeting, hello there and welcome. Whew, it's been a hot minute. I just checked my time and it's about 2 weeks since I was last here. And if I have to go by what has kept me away from this desk right here, I probably won't be back. But as you can see, I'm all dressed up for Christmas, even though Christmas is next week. But we're in the Christmas spirit. There's not much Christmas here, okay? So yeah, the school term is over. It's Christmas. There are some people out there who are doing God's work, like teachers, okay, like doctors, and like some good old people. But I have a child who goes to school, and his teacher is doing amazing. So the school gets to have some cupcakes and stuff. So I'm just going to get that done. Normally, I'd be doing this in the quiet of my home, but since I haven't been here much, I just thought I'll bring you along the journey whilst we make that. So there's quite a bit of you in the chat. Hello, Tabitha. Tabitha, have you managed to bag yourself a plate of jollof rice? Come on. And then there is Dolly, and there is Randall. Okay. We like to keep it very respectful and nice here. And if you feel like you cannot be a part of such respect and nice company, we'll say goodbye to you. So you know what? I am so tight for time. I don't know if I will even be back. We are not like put together today. Normally we undertake very serious bakes and do different sorts of things. Not right now, okay? Not right now. So I'm just going to jump into it. I have some vanilla cakes to make. I have some chocolate cupcakes to make. I have blondies. Will not be making all of them. I think I have maximum an hour to catch up with you guys. And then I'll be off to do other things. And if possible, I'll come back. If I don't come back, I'll come back another day. I really had plans for Christmas, but as you can see, it's all gone pear-shaped. Pear-shaped in a way that it's been busy, which has taken me away from other things like showing up here. But I've still been working behind the scenes, and I'm actually in the process of editing a vlog to kind of bring you some of the back end of some of what I've been getting up to. So hopefully you should get to see that over the weekend. Our Simple Classic Bakes is still on. It will continue, I think. It's amazing. I like the feedback from all of you. So you know what? Let's go and preheat this oven. I've sorted the ingredients. It's going to be a bit slow, but right now, hey there, Tino Tender. Thank you for being here. Right, so we are just going to go and start. I've just like preheated the oven right now. It's like my head is sort of a little bit. I can't seem to work out what's happening, but hey, I did sort out the ingredients. Where are they? Okay, we have, you know what, the vanilla and chocolate cake recipes are things I have done here time and again. So I am not going to labor the point. I'm just going to jump into it. I'm using the stand mixer just because it's convenient. It will do the job. Right. Okay, let's see. There you go. That sets. Lordy. Okay. Right. I've just got the mixer. Right, so over here I have some margarine, some caster sugar, and vanilla. As always, that goes in first. If you've been here, this is a recipe I have tried time and again. And if necessary, I will link it in the description box for you. Today is more like we are hanging up and catching up. People over there, welcome to the stream. I wonder if you're new here. And who... is the head still here? Why are we talking about something like this when we're talking about food? Why? We are not doing that. So can we? Thank you. Right. I thought the first person who made that comment was just being rude, but otherwise I don't know why that it's even a subject over here. I like, why? It's food. We're not. Can we just stop? Okay. That aside, where is this? Oh, today it's like, oh, everything is a bit like, oh. Okay, there we are. Where is my? All right, there we are. Okay. The problem is that when I put this to cream a little bit, I might not be able to talk to you. I haven't managed to sort out my eggs yet. So I'll put this to cream whilst... Right. Tabitha is asking how I'm going to do the blondies. I have a simple blondie recipe. I should actually say I have actually struggled with making blondies in the past. I find them very tricky to make. But I have a recipe that I actually bought. I don't think we'll be making the blondies now. And actually to also make the stream very watcher friendly for anybody who has to watch on playback. What I'll do is we can get what we need to do done today, as in right now. And if possible, I'll be back later in the evening to do the blondies and the brownies. I've also run out of some ingredients. Like today was just a need to come back and say hello to you guys, because I keep getting like the messages that say, we miss you, we miss you. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet of you lot. So today was just like a good opportunity to just show up and say hello to you, see what your Christmas plans are. I'm interested in knowing what your Christmas plans are all about. Yeah, Tabitha, what are you doing for? Yeah, I'm thinking about you, Tabitha, because Christmas is not your favorite thing, and I know the holidays are a little bit stressful for you over there. But I hope you did manage to make the cupcakes that we were discussing some time ago. How was Thanksgiving? Have I been back since Thanksgiving? I can't even remember. I've been gone for 2 weeks, because when I checked my stream, I've been away. The last video was up 13 days ago, which is nearly 2 weeks. So it's been a little while now. But all of you in the stream, hello there. We are just going to go and do this thing here. I'm creaming the margarine and sugar together. And what I'm going to do is try and get some... I know, Tabitha. I want to come here every day, but it's a lot. And some days it's not. I'm sure if I had to stand here every day to bake, I could do that. It is the catching up of everything else, because actually, whilst I can limit the streams to say an hour of intense interaction, there's a lot of back end, like to look like this. Okay, to look like this takes time, and then I have to sort out the ingredients, I have to plan, and the more I make them every day, it means I also have to research the subjects and make sure that it's more interactive. I love it. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I can't seem to guarantee quality without burning out. Okay, but let's see what the new year brings, and who knows, it might be a little more exciting. It's about to get really exciting. There's nothing on the table just yet, but you never know. You never know. So let's get this done. I think this tray here is slipping. Okay. Oh, Tabitha is managed. So, okay, you're working on your hubby's cupcakes today. Fantastic. I am happy to hear about that. And I'm happy to know that even with the struggle of the holidays, you are still finding some cheer in some things. Just trying to get some eggs out here. I really did have plans to do different things, but it's like, oh, I couldn't manage. So anyway, some Christmas cupcakes for some deserving people. And thank you. Right. Because it's cupcakes, I don't want to overcream the batter. I don't want to overcream the margarine and sugar here. The reason being, if I overcream it, I'll end up with a fluffier cupcake, but one that is likely to overflow the lid of the case in which the cupcakes are put. So I don't want to do that. Look at Tabitha and Em having fun over there. Well, let's see. It's lovely to be back though. I missed you guys. I actually miss being here, but it has gotten really, really busy. Oh gosh, it has been so busy. Like even today, undertaking this bake, I have other things I need to do, and it's a lot. Right, so let's see in the chat what is happening. Oh, congratulations, you're getting married next year. Okay. Look, here we share all the good news. We support each other. So if you're getting married, congratulations. Congratulations. Are you a baker? Do you like to bake? Because undertaking your own wedding cake can be a little bit of a challenge, especially in that stressful time. But you know what? We are here to help. We are here to help. So come and tell us all about wedding cake planning. Do you have any idea what you would like to bake though? I am just curious. We are nosy over here. Look at you people talking all happiness, right? So for those of you, well, Tabitha, for those of you in there who are married, do you want to drop in the chat some of the lesson? What is a lesson in marriage that you know now that you didn't know before? Would like to hear it. I know. Look, I am nosy, okay? So here's a question. You know what? I didn't put on my apron because I didn't want to cover my Christmas jumper. But you see, the health and safety hazard and the occupational hazard here is that my Christmas jumper is about to be messy with all the flour and stuff. But anyway, you can make it up to me by telling me what you have learned in marriage, something you didn't know before. I am just curious, okay? But for M, who is getting married and making her own cake, I wonder what you want to bake. And where are you from, by the way, M? Where are you joining us from? I'm kind of a little bit curious because sometimes I just want to know where people are joining us from. Tabitha is in the US. Let's see. Right, our batter for the cupcake is done. I didn't want to overmix it, and I think I'm making 2 dozen cupcakes. So let's get this all mixed together. Australia. Okay, down under we call it here. Let me wash my hands. Down under. Okay, what's the weather like today over there, and what's the time? Is it I know you are on a completely different time zone which can make it such that you guys go into the new year before us. Am I being belligerent? Okay, let's get this out of the way. So we have communication is absolutely key. Okay, Tabitha. Right, let's dish the cupcake batter, and then I'll come back and look at the advice I'm hearing and see what I can take for myself. Right, so cupcake. What time do you start your bake, Tabitha? There's a whole conversation happening in the chat, but it's Christmas, so we're talking about things you know now, being married, that you didn't know before. And I can see communication is key. Right, that can be very difficult for someone like me who hardly listens, isn't it? I don't listen, do I? You know what, I am not that bad, even if I say so myself, okay? But no. I know everyone says communication is key, but it depends on the communication style too, because I'm Ghanaian. We communicate with a face that says I'm not okay, but words that says, oh, I'm okay, and yet the face and the body language is in mathing. Okay, so I suppose, well, I'll be looking into the responses, but I suppose communicating is just as important as finding the appropriate style of communicating, isn't it? Because there are people who don't like to communicate talking, like they can't find the words. Am I making wrong assumptions? Okay, there is weather over there. I'm glad Tabitha and M are having conversations in the chat over there whilst I am here boringly dishing cupcake batter. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. We will live. We'll be okay. Cupcake batter, you better be enough, because I'm not trying to bake a whole different batch of cupcakes just to make up for one. Okay? Now that's normally this will be how I have staff meeting over here. Ignore me. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, we made it. So the quantity here makes exactly 2 dozen cupcakes. So we made it. And one last thing, I need to put some water. Okay, if you've been on this channel, here's my tip. If you're baking, put some water underneath the oven. It will serve as a cooling mechanism. But that aside, the cupcakes have gone in. We are going to be baking at 150 degrees C for 20 minutes. So it's 2:10 now. So we'll check back at 2:30. The next thing we want to be doing is getting our liquid part of the chocolate cake sorted. So I put everything in here, but like I said, I have done this, look at me, I have done this 1,001 times on this channel. In this pot we have Coca-Cola, some vegetable oil, butter, we have cocoa chocolate pieces, some sugar, brown sugar and caster sugar granule. Look what a mess I've made. Right, so this is just the liquid part. I'm not trying to cook this at all. What I'm trying to do is just simmer everything together so that the mix comes together, because obviously with fat and solid pieces like the sugar and cooking oil and butter, they will mix. So this is just to help melt everything along back into liquid form, which will then be left to cool. The idea is not to cook or boil it at all. I have left the warmth over here on low heat, and the idea is to slightly bring this to a melting temperature so that everything in there can melt back into liquid homogeneously. And then I can take that out, leave it to cool down. We'll add the sour cream, and then that will later be mixed into the dry part, which is the flour here. And then we have chocolate cupcakes. Now this kind of chocolate cupcake is not your regular spongy light. This is a fudgy chocolate cupcake. It's a switch between the sponge and chocolate mud cake. It is really nice. It's intensely chocolate, almost bordering on not a fudgy brownie, but the intensity of the chocolate is such that you know you are eating a real chocolate cake. So I like it. It's easy to make. You can put it together. But next to this is one of my favorite recipes, not by myself, the one by Claire Saffitz. I think now if I wanted to make layered cakes in small batches, her recipe will be the best for me to take. But now that we're talking about the lessons one has learnt in or whilst being married, let's see what the input here. Tapita says communication is absolutely important in all aspects. I knew before not to go to bed angry, but it's important to follow that. Also remember, you're two individual people learning to live. That is such sage advice. You know what, can I just say, some wise person said the part where don't go to bed angry is so true. You should always uphold that. But don't try to make peace when you feel sleepy and tired, okay? Maybe it's worth just literally leaving it till the morning when you have had rest. Am I crazy? But I guess the point is, always try to leave things on a good note and communicate intention. And if the intention is such that you have to say, you know what, I am mad at you right now, okay? But I'ma just go and sleep it off, and then I will come and talk to you. That is a good thing, and that still shows communication. Does that make sense? Right? That said, let's see what M had to say. Yeah, So the idea of two people living together, learning to live together, and then navigate this life and everything that has to do with it while still being married. I guess it's a challenge in itself, isn't it? Oh God, imagine me being married. That would be a mess. Okay. We're not talking about me, are we? Oh God, right. It's 1 a.m. Okay, I was asking what the time is in Australia, and it's 1 a.m. It's been very hot recently, 40 degrees Celsius. Oh, can we swap? No. I'll take that back. I take that back. You know what? I am African. I'm Ghanaian, so I'm used to the hot weather. But frankly, I don't care about that anymore. I obviously don't like the grumpy weather in England where you don't know whether it's raining or it's shining. You just don't know. But I like it. Like a nice autumn day is my kind of weather. A nice autumn day or a nice spring day is my kind of weather. So I don't know if perhaps 40 degrees Celsius for a day, and then after that I'm like, I'm out. Okay, Tapita wanted to trade. Tone of voice is important. Could have saved myself some upset. Ooh, Tapita, are you trying to shade me? No, I'm kidding. Tone. Ooh, you know what? That's a challenge for me. As well, I don't want to put all Africans in the same box, but depending on where you're coming from, being loud, animated, even when you're happy. Look, my default setting is loud, animated with a high tone. Okay, I could be okay, I'm talking to you. Am I having a row with you? No. So just switch this up by just 10 degrees, okay? When I'm mad. And it's bad, okay? So I think that's the part I'm praying to the dear Lord to deliver me from. It's Christmas. Why? Okay, let's just move along. Oh Lord. Right. The conversation is happening and I'm way above. Like, what am I missing, people? Because I was trying to catch up, so I've missed quite a lot. But let's see how much. Okay, right, so it's more about the weather. You know what? That's us talking about being married and the lessons one has learned. Yeah, I am loud. I'm naturally very loud, and I think it's very challenging for me, especially when I'm angry, because it's not even angry. I think the emotion that is front of mind a lot, especially in, say, a disagreement, for me is hurt. And when I'm hurt, it feels like everything has ceased. Like the very sane, wise, collected person just literally leaves the room. Oh Lord, yeah, I literally leave the room, and what is left is a very, very stroppy, immature 5-year-old. Oh God. And it can be some days, like, because I now have an awareness of it, I try to snap out of it very quickly, just so that I can make room for, say, whoever I have contention with. But most of the people in my life are just very calm and collected, peaceful monks. So half of the time I feel like I'm having an argument with myself and I feel so silly. Oh, Jackie! Did you see? Let me just calm my head. Jackie, you're welcome to the stream, darling. Look at me. I had to count my head so I don't scream the house down. Jackie, how are you? We are having a laugh on here. Jackie, how are you? How are you keeping, darling? Right. Welcome to the stream. Did you see me put my... Oh, Lordy. Right. Talking about the... I don't know what's wrong with me today. I just decided to come here and have fun, so it's been fun. But talking about the chocolate cake, there we are. So what I am going to do is pour all of these into a glass bowl and let it sit until it is cool. Oh, well, I'm learning quite a bit from all of you today. It's exciting. We have the sour cream. But whilst we're all at it, guys, what are your Christmas plans? What are you doing for Christmas whilst we're at it? Right, let's see. So that's sour cream, just in case you wonder. The sour cream will react with the baking soda in the dry ingredients, and then it will help to give the cake a lift. It also enhances moisture and bring a sort of tartness and flavor to the cake, cupcake if you like. So that's really nice. I love that. But it's also putting the sour cream in last this way also helps to cool the solution here in front of me. Yeah. Let's see. Now let's see. Right. I'm just stirring it to break things apart a little bit. There you go. It's nice to see all of you catching up. Cute sweater. Meow. Meow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Is it our first time we're meeting? Those of you in the chat. Lovely. Right. So we are done with the chocolate part. This is the part where I should probably prep for the I should probably prep for, what do you call it, the blondie, but I didn't get organized for it, so I really don't want to bother myself about it. But anyway, we can actually get the chocolate pieces and chop them up, who knows, and then we can start with that. I have some chocolate pieces here. There's 200 grams of chocolate, so we can get the chocolate for the we can get because yeah, obviously we're supposed to be making chocolate cupcakes and vanilla cupcakes, but the issue here is that I can't make the chocolate cupcakes until this is cool. If I attempt to make the chocolate cupcakes now, the solution will cook the eggs and we are more likely to end up with a bread-like dough. Oh, meow. Meowing. Meowing tone. Yeah, come on. Go do some baking. Okay. I've gone and put the sauce in the fridge. We have about 10 minutes to go for the cupcake. So hopefully, let's have a look. We have about 10 minutes to go for the cupcake. So hopefully that should cool enough. But if it doesn't, we'll think about something to do whilst we kind of catch up. But anyway, for those of you who are still like in the Christmas spirits, let's catch up. You know what? Thank you, Tabitha. I've just put it in the fridge here. My freezer has got like think, is it the commercial? I could actually put it in the commercial one. Actually, I will do that just so that we can get this out of the way. Okay, we have that. So let me go put that in the big fridge, because that is optimized for commercial baking. So it should help bring it cooler. So I'm gonna pop out of the chat for 2 ticks. I'll be back. Okay. I am back. I am back. Okay, M is asking, could you, M is asking if I could pop the recipe in the description. Yeah, I haven't already. Actually, I haven't yet, but I will. And more than anything, I already have these recipes on the channel already. So if you click back to the live formats, you'll see the chocolate cake, you'll see vanilla cakes. All of them are the same recipe. I have hardly adapted any or changed any, but I'll be popping the details in the description box when I get to it. Because today, this morning, my morning was super busy. So the decision to come on a live was like, okay, I have all these things to do. And I actually sometimes just record them also, the sessions. If I am not on a live, I am either recording a session for, say, short form content, or recording it for keepsake, as in it will come handy at a later time when I'm making a video, depending on what format I'm deriving. So there's always something happening about cakes. My morning starts as early as 7:30, and I don't go to bed sometimes until about midnight or a little later. You'll find in the vlog that I said I was edited that some days I have a full long day starting at 7 o'clock, and then at 10 p.m. I know I have a cake coming on next day, so I still have to bake, and I don't go to bed till about 3 a.m. So yeah, there is always, like, if I had to record all the sessions of baking every day, which happens anyway, there will be so much, and I think all of you will even be overwhelmed by the amount of content you'll be seeing. So some days I'm like, okay, let's put some breaks on and yeah, and come back prepared. But today it was like, I just thought, it's been a while, and if I keep going, oh, I'll come back, time will come and go, and then it will be Christmas and it will be over, and then nothing will happen. So yeah, it's really nice to be back today for a short while. And yeah, we have about 5 minutes till the start of, till our cupcakes are done, so we'll have a look in there. The good thing is that I've already made the buttercream for those, and yes, between the chocolate and the vanilla, like I said, I have brownies and blondies to make, but I've run out of cocoa powder for the brownies, so, and some other ingredients. So from here I'm gonna go get all of those, still have a long evening, settle, and then perhaps think what I want to do. If I don't come back on the live at some point tomorrow, I should be back, because yeah, I still have to package them, don't I? There's quite a lot to do, and I'm just trying to think how I can utilize the opportunity to catch up whilst doing that. Okay, yeah, Tabitha, I will do that. You know what, I don't know if I can put her as a link, but this is, I'm going to write her right now as I'm talking to you. It's please write it down, because when I go to edit the lives, you may lose this. Yeah, Kwanchiwa's kitchen, I think. Yeah, there she is. I've just put her in the chat. It's kind of a long name, but yeah, she actually cooks some Yeah, she cooks. She's a cooking channel, and she has some good vibes. So yeah, go catch up. Let's have a look at our cupcakes here. Okay. I think I like the sight of our cupcakes, but it's not fully done yet. I think we need it to bake a little longer. I promise you, you're gonna love it. Yes, Tabitha, I will link all of that in the community page. Yeah, Kwanchua. I'll mention her in the community page so that she's stuck there and you'll see. Okay? So don't you worry. Right? When I was coming on the live, I wanted to put on I have a green chit hat. I'm like, okay, let's see. So I'm kind of thinking, you know what? It's Christmas. What are some of the fun ideas that you would like to see just for the Christmas? Just for the Christmas, because we're going to still have a full year of content, aren't we? Hopefully we will. But I'm just thinking, can we do something for Christmas? I was actually saying, thinking, can I bake blindfolded? Can I? I wonder, would that be an exciting thing? Would you watch? Right, let's see. Thank you too. Thank you too. Lovely to have you. Come back soon, and yeah, come back, hang around with us, tell us all about your wedding plans, and look, if we can help in any way, just let us know. If you come across a recipe for the wedding cake and you feel like you want us to try it first so that you can be sure that it will work, come and tell us, and I'm sure we can undertake the whole thing on a live. All right, so do take care, my lovely. Oh God, that would yeah, I kind of thought about it. I thought, oh, that would be fun, but it will also be raising an awareness of the privilege we have for sight, whilst also highlighting the fact that there are people who do not have that and do need help. And the question about sight is actually very important, because the definition of somebody being legally blind is often misconstrued or misunderstood by aspects of society. So it will just be a lovely positive conversation to have whilst also bumbling my way. I don't know. So yeah, let's see. That will be exciting. But otherwise, come back. I don't know if I want to do that on a live, because the live does require moving parts. So I have to, if I would, I'll record it as a long form format, and then we'll undertake a very simple bake, and then we'll see if I can get it done blindfolded. That will be funny, wouldn't it? Like, all right. So yeah, take care, and we'll see you back here soon. Okay, Tabitha, thank you for keeping the chat so engaged and so fun, Tabitha. Yeah, is gone now. So let's see. We were supposed to have been done with our cupcake now, but ooh, I actually like the cupcake. You know what? Because I baked it low, because it's baking low, it is all plain and nice, but it needs to bake a little longer. So the 20 minutes needs to go. Oh yes, Tabitha, the chocolate cake has the liquid part is Coca-Cola anyway. Actually, on this occasion I used Dr. Pepper. You can use any liquid base as long as the liquid is able to settle and mix into the other ingredients. So yes, the base is actually Dr. Pepper, but where it calls for coffee, I just replace it with Coca-Cola, and it actually helps. It helps the texture and flavor of the cake in a way I can't explain. So yes, for my chocolate cake, it's Coca-Cola. Oh, Maham, you're back. Yeah, I set the temperature. Oh, actually, I have an oven thermometer, so let me just tell you. Oh, it's so hot, I can't seem to get it to tell you. But let's see. Oh, God, it's so hot in there. actually, oh, so I was baking at 140. See, everybody needs an oven thermometer, because I had just turned it looking at the dial, and it turns out it was baking lower than I expected. I wanted to bake it at 150, 155 ish for 20 minutes, and turns out it was baking at 140, around the 135 mark. So dear cupcakes, you learn something every day. You learn something every day. It actually baked better. When I bring them out, you will see. Because when I baked it at 150, 160 for the 20 minutes, it's level on the top. It's okay. But it's it comes out a little bit browner and crusty. And I've seen people on social media bake cupcakes that come out like very plain, as if they've been cooked in steam. And now that I'm talking about it, even though the temperature on the oven says 140, there's also the cooling mechanism of water, which is like periodically cooling down the 140. So I guess we end up baking at 130, which I would never recommend to bake your cupcakes at. But we made a mistake, and somehow we will find out what that looks like. Yeah? So we were supposed to have been done by now, which is past, and it's 35. So we're 5 minutes over the recommended baking time. So if we were baking at 150, 160, anywhere in between, it should be 20 minutes. But now it's 25 minutes. It's 25 minutes, and we are not finished baking yet. So let's give it another 10 minutes and then we will see. That said, I need to get some eggs ready, and we need to get a hand mixer, and then I can start prepping for the chocolate cupcakes. If I get the chocolate cupcakes and the vanilla cupcakes done for this session, that would be amazing. Let's see. I'm just giving this a wipe. I'm using a hand mixer for the quantity that we're making for the chocolate cake. We don't need like the stand mixer, and this recipe is quite easy and adaptable. Yeah. Before I do anything, let's go and check on the chocolate, the liquid part. I'm going to go get that. We have got our sauce back. Let's see how cool we have it here. Okay, it's all right. Right, so I have some, let's see how many eggs. I normally put eggs in warm water to kind of warm them up a bit before I knead them. So let's just get some eggs first. Quite a, this requires like 4 eggs. Yeah. There's 4 eggs over here. And then I'm just beating the eggs to mix a little bit before we do anything. Yeah. Yeah. That aside, I am going to create a hole in the middle here, and half of the mixture goes in. And we're mixing this. Whilst we are doing this, it just crossed my mind, I've got the cupcakes in. I should be careful. So I'm actually hoping to get this done rather quickly. Okay, right, there you have it. This part of the process can get a little bit messy, so you want to be very careful with that. I'm going to stir this all in before adding the rest of the liquid part. I never thought not having my apron will be that problematic, because it's made me a little bit weary, because I don't want this mess to go everywhere. Yes, Tapita is asking what I'm going to frost them with. If I'm going to frost them with buttercream. Yes, some chocolate buttercream. It's French chocolate buttercream. It's a buttercream recipe I have made right here. It's on the channel already. So this, I've just put that in. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the eggs. That's all done now. And yeah, again, it can be a little bit messy, so this part I am just going to add some cider vinegar. Where is it? You know what, I don't have my spoon, so just a little touch here. Yeah. And no, I'm not I'm not frosting it with American buttercream. It would just ruin, and I find it too sweet. So I have did I say French buttercream? Actually no, take that back. It's not French buttercream. I'm actually frosting it with Swiss meringue, chocolate Swiss meringue buttercream. Yeah, I've already made the Swiss meringue. I have batches of Swiss and French, but I'm going to be frosting this with chocolate Swiss. Okay, there we are. So the cupcake is done. Now let's go back in and check. Oh, okay, our cupcakes baked great, but I'm not going to have time to show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them out, put them to the side, and let's finish the chocolate, and then we will have a look at this again. Yeah. They actually baked fine. Had I taken them out sooner, it probably will be lighter. Okay, there we are. Jackie, I've just done that and they've come out okay. I'll show you all of it in a minute. Let me just wash my hands. I had literally nearly forgotten about them, but anyway, we have our cupcakes. I'll be showing you the other cupcakes in a minute. I have a cup here that is about 79 ml. What would you call that? A quarter of a cup or half? I don't know. I don't know what. Those of you who have the cup system, I don't know, but it measures 79 mils here. So that's what I'm using. I'm just filling the case just up to the lip, just so that it gives it room to rise. This batter tends to make a bit of inconsistent numbers. Some days I can get 24 if I'm using like cases that are wider, as in large muffin cases, and some days I can get like less bakes on it. I have to be a little, let's see, there you go. Who hates it when you get a cupcake and you feel like, could this have been a bit more? Okay, got there in the end. There you go. Okay, right, there we are. And if you wonder why I'm dipping the cup in hot water, it is so that it can dispense the chocolate butter easily. I think we'll have some excess left. So this would give or take make about 30 cupcakes. Some days sometimes it's gone up to 32, but I'll leave exact details in the description box for you. But give or take easy, this is 24 cupcakes. And had it not been the part of the, look at what I've done, had it not been the part of the oven that is occupied by the water, I would fill the rest so that it bakes, but I need the base of the let's put this in. There you go. Oh, okay, a third of a cup. You know what? Google is our friend, mother. I can't tell you the number of things that I Google all the time. Now, let's go back to our vanilla cupcakes, right? It's baked flat topped. Now, I kind of feel like I have to eat one, but if I ate one, it means we'll be short of one cupcake. You know what? I'm not mad about it. I'll fill it with the chocolate one. Nobody will be. So there we are. Yeah, there you go. So that has baked so light. As you can see, the texture is so tender. I like my cupcakes like this. So look at how flat the top is. So if you want to sort of create decorations that are flat topped and easy to manage, I think this works. So I guess what we have learned today is that if you bake at a very low temperature, right, whilst keeping the heat in the oven controlled, you tend to have better results. Had I probably checked this and taken it out before doing the chocolate, maybe it would have been a little lighter, but as you can see, it is still fairly brown, but it's the tops that I am focusing on. You have, because sometimes the dome can create problems and you have to kind of cut it off to level the top, and I try not to have that. So from what we are looking at here, I think great results altogether, and that's a good outcome for cupcakes. So remember, they baked for 140 degrees C for 20 minutes, and then I turned the oven up to 160 for the next 10 to 12 minutes. So we have 32 minutes altogether for these cupcakes, but I'll be leaving the details in the description box for you. Yes, Jackie, they are so lovely. They are, you know what, some days my worry about cooking them at a lower temperature is also that sometimes you think they're cooked and then they come out a little bit eggy. So let's have a taste. If you've been on this channel, the silence when I'm eating, should always tell you something. Because when I'm eating and I have a straight face and I'm silent, I'm enjoying it. But even if I was silent and I wasn't enjoying it, my face would tell you. But these, lovely. The brown tops are crunchy. They're not dry. It brings a crunch. And then the inner is pillowy and soft and nice. Now let's talk ovens. Did you say you use a water bath? Yes, darling. Jack, I have a convection oven. But I believe you can. Let me not say something I don't know, but I do believe you can do the same for a traditional oven, as in not the convection. What's a regular oven? Is it the regular or convection? What's the other one? The other one that doesn't have the fan. I'm not with it today, am I? Thelma. Good to have you back, darling. I was thinking about you. I was like, Thelma says she misses me. I better show up. Great to have you. Thelma, we made some vanilla cupcakes and we learned something new today. We learned something new, that when you cook your cupcakes at a lower temperature, they come out without the dome. Mind you, I have made them without the dome in previous videos, except today was like something new to learn, that we baked them at 140 degrees. And for 20 minutes, they were still plain and pretty. Now that I'm saying that, did you know, when I put the chocolate cupcakes in, I didn't look at the time. I don't know what time I put them in. Anyway, it will bake, won't it? Give or take, let's give it another 20 minutes from now, and it will be all right. The chocolate ones, they won't burn. So there we have it. So we'll leave it on the tray to cool, and then I'll frost them, and I'll put some Christmas themed toppers on it. Normally I don't like things interfering with my cupcake at all, so I don't like sprinkles, because I kind of feel like sprinkles just interfere with the mouthfeel. Now, can you imagine biting into a cupcake with the moist, nice buttercream and all, and then you have a sprinkle like, and if you have teeth problems like I do, you may lose a tooth for eating a simple cupcake. I don't want that on my name. Thank you, Jackie. I knew some of you would know what I'm talking about. When it comes to my cupcake, I think I am very particular about the mouthfeel of the cake. So I tend to just not want to interfere with the what it should be originally. For instance, I don't like, unless I am putting something with the buttercream to enhance mouthfeel in a good way, I don't particularly like coloring my buttercream, especially if I have to color it to an extreme color like black or red. Now that's sounding very controversial and hypocritical, considering I have undertaken tasks on the channel doing all of that. But that's more for educational purposes, and I did it for the demonstration of it. Otherwise, naturally, I don't. If somebody showed me like a black cake, it's like, oh, why do we have to have a black cake? Because it means I have to add color to the cake, to the buttercream or ganache, and I just kind of feel like it alters the mouthfeel a little bit. Yeah, so it's a texture thing. So whilst Christmas is here, first of all, proportion is important to me when it comes to mouthfeel. With the cupcake, if the buttercream overwhelms the cupcake, it's going to be too sweet and too much. So I like to settle for just a little portion, almost like if I could go for a portion that looks like a third the size of a swirl, okay? Because then that is proportional to the cupcake, so that the person could just bite the cupcake, probably eat it in 3 bites, and it's done. But sometimes I've also looked online, and some of the decorations for cupcakes that we see, you see the Christmas tree thing. I'm like, that only looks good for decorations. It can't be that good for eating, especially with such a mountain of sugar sitting on the cupcake. Maybe I'm just like particular. Yep. Maham, I'm with you. What I do when I have to make a black or an extremely strong colored cake, what I do is I cover my cake as normal with regular buttercream or ganache, and then I color the polish as a small, like as in a final layer, so that I don't have to cover the entire thing in black. Unless there was a cake I did recently that was black, and it was a 2-tier, and normally when you color colors like that, you want to make sure that you have enough. It's always better to have more than less, okay? I like cupcakes that have enough frosting. Yep. You know what? You are my kind of people. Because when it comes to food, we almost tend to underestimate how particular we all are in our preferences. So even as a cake maker who has done this for years and years and years, I am so open to people expressing, my customers expressing their needs and preferences, just so that I can decide on whether I can serve them better or to make recommendations. And that includes if they are not buying a cake from me. Okay? Like, I think one of the interesting conversations I have with my clients when they call me and we are having their first telecon, which is the first telephone consultation. I almost have to tell them openly, like, you know what, I am talking to you about your needs and preferences and design ideas and all of that, but hear me when I say you don't have to buy a cake from me. You don't. So the most important thing you can take out of this conversation is to tell me exactly what your needs are, and then I can advise you better. And even if you don't buy a cake from me, what that will do is it will empower you for the choice you are going to make if you're communicating to another cake maker. And I think that has always yielded the best results for me, in that the customer eventually settles with me or becomes incredibly grateful that they were still able to talk to me even before they made their decision. And even if they don't buy a cake from me for the first time, they eventually at some point do come back. So it is actually interesting to think about the nuances of our own preferences when it comes to food. And I didn't realize how particular I was until I made cakes, and I realized that, oh, my needs are very particular. Like, oh no. The way I like my cake, I guess I talk from a place of privilege as well, because obviously now that I make cakes, I can almost like drive my own choices, if you like. But that is just by the way. I don't like normally I don't even like cake with buttercream. I like pudding like type of cakes, and I'm talking the pineapple upside down cake. I'm talking sticky toffee pudding. I like stuff like that. And then if I bake, I want the cake fresh and hot from the oven, because there's something about the texture and feel that I like, you know. Banana cake, I am very particular. I don't like the banana cake that is on the side of bread. I don't like that. It's too heavy, it's too stodgy for me. I don't like that. I like it as a cake. But with that, you have to get the balance of the banana flavor and the flour right, so that you still have a lightly textured, it almost looks like, it feels like sticky toffee, but it's so good. Now that's me talking about the cakes I like. What do you like? Oh, okay, a chocolate-based buttercream. Wow, Maham, thank you for that. Is that supposed to be white chocolate or because I know with the chocolate base, it can absorb color easily, because it already, that is if you're using milk chocolate also, the base is already dark, so you can kind of extend it. But what's the science of that? I'm just curious, Maham. Right. Okay, Papita, I don't generally like cake. Maybe that's because here in America everything has buttercream. You know what? Since I started looking into food options, especially for you guys, I realized that the American food system, I'm gonna just keep this one to myself. But right, I realized that in America, your food choices are more chemicalized, as in your food option. Now, that may seem like a general generalization, but hear me when I say there's a reason why bleached flour is kind of banned in Europe and Australia, and yet you people have it in America. Like, why? Here's me going on and feeling so animated, isn't it? That's an honest answer. Nanny May says they want you fat and compliant. I don't know how fat and compliant are in the same sentence. Okay? Okay? Does it make you a little more docile and easy to manipulate because you're kind of fat and like, oh, you want an easy life, is it? I don't know. Make it make sense to me. You know, when I look and yeah, and I think don't come for me when I say this. When you look on TikTok, not that TikTok is the best place for information, okay? But you know them TikTok people who spend a lot of time doing different things. And anyway, I'm just being facetious when I'm talking like that about TikTok. But I say that to say I have seen a few like short form videos highlighting the difference in, say, additives in American foods that will not be allowed in Europe. And I'm like, it's like such a mind-bending thing that in such an advanced and developed place like America, why? Like, somebody explain it to me, but I'm not trying to pick a fight, okay? I'm just making cakes and I've got questions. That's all. Have you ever made a cake and you feel like, no, the batter has to be finished? Yeah, there you go. Lollipop land. They put in gummy worms or bears. It's made with the same. Oh my God, Tabitha. You know what? Some days I see stuff like that and I refuse to believe it. You know, so, and what I try to do is that when I see stuff like that, there are certain names of foods and additives that in their raw form are used for other things. But in their processed form, they might be edible or food safe to eat. I don't know. So yeah, but generally, when it comes to food and sugar, the amount of sugar, like the sort of regulations that this is sort of an ignorant and oversimplistic take, but the sort of regulations that I think selling food and making food in Europe and Australia requires, I think America just tends to have like a very relaxed version of that. And I can't like understand it. I'm like, if it is unhealthy, why is it there? Am I missing something? I'm just curious about that, because I'd like to think in terms of value system as like such advanced countries who share a relationship. There are things that may be the same of interest across board. And when it comes to food, it's my brain cannot like understand. For instance, even in Europe, right? Some countries, individual countries, have specific regulations sort of limiting or banning certain food items. For instance, apparently McDonald's in France is different in terms of the food recipe composition, but in America it's like it's big, okay, point made. Okay. Lollipop. I think whilst I was yapping on, there was a whole chat happening. Yeah. Even when I think about, like, it is no wonder that the culture of homestead farming and stuff is very broad in America, because you see content creators create a whole lifestyle around it. I can understand why now, because if you cannot even trust your fruit and veg, the produce, because you don't even know if it is being advertised as what it is, then why should you? You know, it is. Oh, people. And just like that, our chocolate cupcakes are done. Just like that. Just like that. I can see. You know what? I have gotten used to being so safe on here. It is weird. Anyway, yeah, Jackie, thanks for the heads up. I think we're moving along now, aren't we? But anyway, what do you call it? The chocolate cupcakes are done. I think most of the time it is really lovely to come to know. It is really lovely to know that we have such a positive community here, that most of the time we just stay safe. But yeah, the subject of food and the differences is just a curious thing, but it is not my area of expertise. I am just a baker who just likes to bake and eat when I can. So yeah, but it will be interesting to kind of know. And more often than not, look, okay, we put the other batch in there, so that's let's give it another 20 minutes. So I'm just going to go ahead, because do you know that when you do take cupcakes out of the oven, in their cases, if you leave them in the cupcake tray, they are still cooking. But this recipe bakes moist anyway, so it really, I think I could better off just leave them to set. Let's see. What am I doing? Let's see. The cupcakes are so, like, delicate. The brown sugar that is in this recipe is very flavor inducing. It's really lovely. Let's see, it has such lovely flavor. And lollipop, yeah, it depends. It depends on the recipe. This recipe doesn't leave the bottom oily, because the soggy and oily bottom depends on the recipe, and that is generally associated with recipes that sometimes have too much oil when they are creamed. So when you bake, the oil tends to melt and then sit down on the bottoms. But as you can see, these have very solid bottoms. But yes, the rice on the base of the cupcake trays should help stop soggy bottoms, apparently. I haven't tried it before because I've never needed to, but it might be a good experiment to undertake, only if we find a recipe that is likely to yield oil on the bottoms. There we are. So we have excess in there, so eating a cupcake or two here won't be a bad thing. I'm just wanting it to cool a little bit, because these cupcakes are really tender. This particular recipe bakes well. Look. And it is so adaptable. You can increase the amount of chocolate by increasing the cocoa powder or the chocolate pieces in it. This is a recipe I've created time and again on the channel, so you can check it out, but I'll leave details in the description box. But it's try time. Jackie, I'll catch you later. Take care, my darling. Hugs to you. With a cake like this, you know what I want to do? Especially as it is this hot. I just want to dump ice cream on it and keep quiet. That's it. But it's good. Sometimes I think, could I find somebody to come and taste a cake I've made so that you will know that it is real? Somebody who is likely to, who has a reason not to say, oh, this is nice. I don't know. That might be a good idea. That might be a good idea for a video, right? So anyway, let's see. Maham. I am so sorry to all you guys who feel like you want to eat a cake because there is some random woman here who wants to eat a cake. You know, I'm not terrible. I can share this with you, my darling. Oh, Nanny May, try it with brown sugar. If you run out of brown sugar, try coconut sugar. Coconut sugar comes with the caramel flavor. Darling, I used coconut sugar in a banana bake. Lordy, that was amazing. And the buttercream to match that was French buttercream with a high amount of egg yolk, and it was like ice cream, like creamy butter-like ice cream, vanilla ice cream, the rich creamy butter-like ice cream on top of banana pudding. I know for my American audience, the banana pudding is something different, but I'm talking about the banana tray bake, as in the cake. It's like sticky toffee pudding. Oh, that was some good cake. But that's just by the way, okay? Lollipop. I think after eating this, what I really, really want, especially when I've missed the ice cream that should go with it, what I want is just a hot cup of tea, no sugar. Strong, piping tea. That's it. So